Prabhupada. This is Radharani Devidasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radharani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
हरे कृष्णा विनीता गंधर्विका माता जी दंडोत प्रणाम शिल प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय दिस इज श्यामा गौरी देवीदासी फ्रॉम शार्लेट
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Assembly. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves before we start the class?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Geeta from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Geeta Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Dhir Govindas from New Jersey. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dhir Govind Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to our Guru Maharajas, all glories to assembled devotees here. This is Nina from Naperville, Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? I think still Maharaj is not in the call.
Yeah, Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Maharaj is joining Mataji.
Yeah, I'll start the recording, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, I welcome everybody to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. I request Sureshwar Sam Prabhuji to give introduction about today's Maharaj.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So, His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardhan Swami Maharaj was born in Philippines. Maharaj is a senior disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj joined ISKCON in the year 1984 in Toronto, Canada. When Maharaj was 14 years old, Maharaj started to get curious about spirituality, and that's when he came in touch with Srila Prabhupada's books. When Maharaj got more and more interest in Prabhupada's books, he insisted his mother to get him Bhagavad Gita. However, he was not able to receive Gita that time by mail due to some reasons. But when he moved to Canada in 1980, he could successfully get his first Bhagavad Gita by mail from LA. When Maharaj was in Toronto in 1984, he visited a temple and never left ISKCON temple after that. He started to live in the temple on rent rather than staying outside. That's how Maharaj got involved in temple services. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has recommended making Maharaj a member of the Vrindavan Executive Board, and so Maharaj has been staying as a Vice President in Vrindavan, India for more than 12 years. Maharaj is an excellent Kirtanier. He travels with His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj and all over the world to preach Krishna consciousness, and specifically has been preaching in Delhi, Vrindavan and Philippines. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Introduction.
I just now got the message from Maharaj that he has a severe toothache and he has to go to dentist. So he cannot join now.
Oh, okay.
So Sureshwar Sham Prabhuji, can you take over?
I'm not little prepared, Mataji. So
That's okay, Prabhuji. We all can share.
Okay. Okay.
realization.
Okay.
So,
I'll resume the recording, Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna, Sureshwan Shah, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for taking this last minute class. We are very, very fortunate to have you on the call. Please take over the call, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
yeah, okay, Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah, thank you all for joining today. We will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 1, Verse 30. So this pastime is about, as we have been hearing, it is about Priyavrat Maharaj. How Lord Brahma, Swayambhu Manu, and Narad Muni, like we have heard, who are the three great Mahajans, have been requesting Priyavrat Maharaj to rule over the earthly planet, because Daksha has gone to perform austerities, and it's always idea to have a head for the kingdom. And they found that Priyavrat Maharaj would be an ideal ruler, a Raja Rishi, a Raja Rishi to rule the kingdom. So, here we see very contrasting aspect where a personality he has given up to performing any activities, and now has been requested to come back. So any service to satisfy the Lord is same thing. He's not doing work, right? That's what we see in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 4 and 5, 3, 4 and 5. That is the essence of those chapters, right? Akarma we can call, inactivity, right? There's no baggage attached to the activity of Priyavrata Maharaj, because he's doing it for the glorification of the Lord. So there's no karma bandhan for him. But the Lord says in those 3 chapters that these great personalities show the path, how other people, other followers can act, so that they can be purified through prescribed duties. So that's what we see in the example of Priyavrata Maharaj. So we will read the verse, translation and purport. So Mataji, can somebody read the verse?
Yeah, I can read.
Yeah, okay, Mataji, thank you.
यावदव भासयति सुरगिरि मनोपरिग्रामं भगवान्दित्यो वसुधात् लमर्धेनैव प्रतप्रत्यर्धेनावच्छादयति तदा हि भगवदुपासनो पचिताति पुरुष प्रभावस्तदन अभिनन्दन समजवेन रथेन ज्योतिर्मयेन रजनीमपि दिनं करिष्यमीति सप्त कृत्वा मनु पर्यक्रामद्वितीय इव पतङ्गः.
You read Mataji's translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So translation: while so excellently ruling the universe, King Priyavrata once became dissatisfied with the circumambulation of the most powerful sun god. Encircling Sumeru hill on his chariot, the sun god illuminates all the surrounding planetary systems. However, when the sun is on the northern side of the hill, the south receives less light. And when the sun is in the south, the north receives less. King Priyavrata disliked the situation and therefore decided to make daylight in the part of the universe where there was night. He followed the orbit of the sun on a brilliant chariot and thus fulfilled his desire. He could perform such wonderful activities because of the power he had achieved by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. There is a Bengali saying which describes that someone is so powerful that he can make the night day and the day night. That saying is current because of the prowess of Priyavrata. His activities demonstrate how powerful he became by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna is known as Yogeshwara, the master of all mystics. In Bhagavad Gita 1878, it is said, wherever there is the master of all mystic powers, Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna, victory, fortune, and all other opulences are present. Devotional service is so powerful. When a devotee achieves what he wants to accomplish, it is not by his own mystic power, but by the grace of the master of the mystic power, Lord Krishna. By his grace, a devotee can accomplish wonderful things, unimaginable, even to the most powerful scientists. From the description in this verse, it appears that sun moves according to the modern astronomers. The sun is fixed in one place, surrounded by the solar system. But here we find that sun is not stationary. It is rotating in a prescribed orbit. This fact is corroborated by Brahma Samhita. Yes, yajnaya brahmati sambhavati kala chakraha. The sun is rotating in its fixed orbit in accordance with the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Jyotir Veda, the science of astronomy in Vedic literatures, the sun moves for 6 months on the northern side of the Sumeru hill and for 6 months on the southern side. We have practical experience on this planet that when there is summer in the north, there is winter in the south, and vice versa. Modern materialistic scientists sometimes present themselves as knowing all the ingredients of the sun, yet they are unable to offer a second sun like Maharaja Priyavrata's. Although Maharaj Priyavrata devised a very powerful chariot as brilliant as the sun, he had no desire to compete with the sun god. For a Vaishnava never wants to supersede another Vaishnava. His purpose was to give abundant benefits in material existence. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur remarks that in the months of April and May, the rays of Maharaj Priyavrata's brilliant sun was pleasing as the rays of the moon. And in October and November, both morning and evening, that sun provided more warmth than the sunshine. In short, Maharaj Priyavrata was extremely powerful and his actions extended his power in all directions. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishatan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rushabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here, Mataji, I will continue for like 10-15 minutes, Mataji, on this verse. Then everybody can contribute. So here, on the surface, we can see that few aspects that Priyavrat Maharaj is trying to, dictate or change the sun god, right, the way he operates. And we can think one way is he's trying to, show off his glory also, right? On the external surface, you can think. But here we see that he's doing for a purpose, and his source of power is from the Supreme Lord, right? We see when we do our sadhana bhakti properly, right? The devotees also get the qualities and attributes like the Supreme Lord. He attains the nature of the Supreme Lord. We all know that not in oneness, but in quality, we get that Supreme Lord. There is these two words, right? The Lord uses the word called Amsha in 15th chapter, but we are Vibhinna Amsha. We are not Swamshas. So we also, Vibhinna Amsha is that Swamshas have the plenary portions of the Lord, have complete attributes as the Supreme Lord. But we as Vibhinna Amsha, we don't have those qualities in those quantity, but we have, in limited quantity, and we may not have some of the attributes like that the other day Keshavan Prabhu was saying that the God has that power to create, destroy and annihilate this material nature, but we don't have those capabilities. So we do attain the powers which are like the suras, the great demigods, right? So now here we see that Priyavrat Maharaj has that quality of dictating even the sun god, so that the sun god can give greatest benefit to the mankind. And we see in Prabhupada calling, referring to the verse 8:18, right? This is the last verse in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, we know Krishna is called Yogeshwara, right? He is the mystic of all mystics, and the devotee also has those powers. And here it is that power of Priyavrat Maharaj is being highlighted. And one thing is, devotees, they don't misuse. They use that power in a proper way. And external worlds, many times we see when these kind of small magic is done, people get attracted, and people get delusioned, and people get cheated, right? So that's where we see in the second chapter, the Lord says, when we are fixed in devotional service, we are like Ekeha Kurunandana, right? We are not that Bahu Shaka. We are not diversified into many. And we know these kind of mystic powers do manifest in devotees, right, who are following the process properly. And we know in Bhakti Yoga, because of like the other day when Prabhuji was saying, because of Supreme Lord being in that process, right, and he by his mercy, with the help of spiritual master and the Supreme Lord, we get those powers, and those powers are definitely used wisely by the devotee. And like we see and what they do is they be an example so that others can follow. Like we see in third chapter about Janak Maharaj, the Lord gives the example of Janak Maharaj, that verse like Edyada Acharati Shrestha, right? Whatever great people follow, great people do, common people follow. So they don't disturb them, but they encourage, they motivate them, so that they can become purified by performing their prescribed duties. So that's what we see in case of Priyavrat Maharaj. And here I can't comment much on this sun part. So if anybody has more information, what's happening, exactly related to the sun, and how it was exactly benefiting the people on the planet, right? How Priyavrata Maharaj as being a ruler, right? So if somebody can comment on that part, I appreciate that. So Mataji, back to you, Mataji, again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for revising the chapter in the beginning, and you're explaining very detailedly the verse. Thank you so much. I request devotees, please raise your hand if you would like to go manually in the in the Zoom. Please, we have read this chapter from long days, like it is almost 30th verse now. I request everybody, if you can even revise what we learned from this chapter, or you can add the points what Sureshwar Ram Prabhu was talking about the sun planet, how it is benefiting the people if that changes happens. Please, please devotees, please go ahead and speak on the verse. I request everybody. Hare Krishna, please. Otherwise, I'll call the names. Okay. Lalitangi Mataji, would you like to add?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat pranams to all the assembled devotees, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to Srila Gurudev. Yeah, I can add something, Mataji. As Prabhuji said, I am also not very conversant with what's happening here exactly, technically, but we can connect with what Srila Prabhupada has told with respect to Sun God. So, first, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the sun is not stationary. If you see the purport, can you scroll down? So, according to modern astronomers, the sun is fixed in one place, surrounded by the solar system. But here we find that the sun is not stationary; it is rotating in a prescribed orbit. This fact is corroborated by Brahma Samhita 5.5.2. Yasya Nyaya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakraha. The sun is rotating in its fixed orbit in accordance with the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Jyotir Veda, the science of astronomy in the Vedic literature, the sun moves for 6 months on the northern side of the Sumeru hill and for 6 months on the southern side. We have practical experience on this planet that when there is summer in the north, there is winter in the south, and vice versa. Modern materialistic scientists sometimes present themselves as all-knowing all the ingredients of the sun, yet they are unable to offer a second sun like Maharaja Priyavrata's. Can we go to the verse in the Brahma Samhita 5.52? Brahma Samhita 5.52 is Yachakshuresa. It starts with Yachakshuresa. So as we know, this Brahma Samhita is glorification of Lord Govinda by Brahma. And this happened after Brahma received the knowledge from the Lord, who's in his heart. So Bhagavatam starts with Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Mukhyanti Yat Suryaha. So it was Lord Govinda, Krishna, Vasudeva, who gave knowledge unto the heart of Brahma. And after that, Brahma glorifies how Govindam Adi Purusham. If we can go to the verse, how Narada is also asking Brahma that I see that you are the person who created this universe. So are you the supreme all in all? We read how in the second canto Narada Muni is asking this, and then Brahma is answering his position in compared to the Lord. So here we used to recite these 35 verses from verse 35 to I think 53 during when we perform Abhishek. That shows that how can we scroll up to the verse, Mataji? How Krishna Brahma is saying that Govindam Adi Purusham, he is the Supreme Lord, the original person, and I am worshipping him. So Brahma gives a position of Govinda with respect to all the controllers and all the planets, and how he is present everywhere, and who is he as Mahavishnu. He gives the position of Govinda with respect to Lord Shiva, Mother Durga, Ganesha, all the other demigods headed by Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, and also with respect to all the incarnations of the Lord, with respect to Mahavishnu, Seshanaga, and finally he says about how the Lord is present in his original form with the gopis and Radharani in Shweta Dvipa. That's the last verse that we sing, and how the Lord is achieved through unalloyed devotion. So coming to the verse, Yat chakshuresha savita sakala grahana Raja samasta suramurtir asesha teja yasyajnaya brahmati sambrita kala chakro govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. I've heard that devotees recommend that we say this verse whenever we see the Surya Narayana. As in all the traditions all over the world, the sun is accepted as a source of energy. The other day, I was working with my son for the project on solar energy, and then there is a verse saying that sun's energy is a renewable, means it's inexhaustive. It will be there as long as the sun shines, and according to the calculation, the sun shines for millions and billions of years. So at least even in scientific terms, the science acknowledges the power of the sun as a source of all energies. So here you see yet chakshuresha. Chakshu is eye, savita is sun. So whose eye is a sun, and what is the portion of the sun? Sakala Grahanam Raja, the king of all the planets. So all the planets are existing because of the sun god. So that's why he is called as Sakala Grahanam Raja, Samasta Sura Murti, of not only of all the planets, of all the demigods also. And what is his form? Ashesha Tejaha, full of infinite influence. Tejaha, we know, the splendor or effulgence. Ashesha is infinite. Yasya, of whom, Agnyaya, by the order, Brahmati, performs his journey, Sambrita, complete, Kala Chakraha, the wheel of time, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. But this sun god, who is the Raja of all the Samasta Sura and of all Sakala Grahana, is performing his journey by the order of who's that? Govindam, and I worship that Govinda, who is the original person. So the translation, the sun, who is the king of all planets, full of infinite effulgence, the image of the good soul, is as the eye of this world. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, in pursuance of whose order the sun performs his journey, mounting the wheel of time. So here clearly it says that sun is moving, sun is performing his journey, and he's mounting the wheel of time. So if we read the purport, certain professors of the Vedic religion worship the sun as Brahman. The sun is one of the hierarchy of the 5 gods. Some people target in heat the source of this world, and therefore designate the sun, the only location of heat, as a root cause of this world. Notwithstanding all that may be said to the contrary, the sun is after all only the presiding deity of a sphere of the sum total of all mundane heat, and is hence a god exercising delegated authority. The sun performs a specific function of service, certainly by the command of Govinda, purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. So this Brahma Samhita purports was written by the scholar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is a guru of Srila Prabhupada, and who at the age of 7 got the book, got the name Siddhanta Saraswati because of his expertise in astronomy. So, and we can imagine, like, I mean, his the language and the command he's trying to, and you know, in the 18th century, that was the language. We didn't have so many slangs as of now. There was no internet and messages, text messaging, and we can see that the depth that is there in Sanskrit is conveyed by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in English, and so this we can know that how the sun is a root cause of all the life in this world. When there is no sun, there is no life. Sun is the source of life. It is said that even if the sun rises, I heard this personally from a lecture of Srila Prabhupada's disciple, that even if the sun rises 1 minute late than it is when it is supposed to rise, the whole world will be finished. I mean, the whole universe. So this sun is so powerful, and that is why in 15th chapter also we see that when explaining his abode, Krishna mentions this first, that natad basayate suryo nashashanko napavakaha yadgatva nivartante taddama paramam mama. My abode, up to which when you go, you don't need to return. But this is the first information he is giving, that there is no natad basayate suryo nashashanko napavakaha. It is not illumined. It is, I think, text 6. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So that supreme abode of mind is not illumined by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So can we scroll down? Here Srila Prabhupada is telling that the sun is the only self-luminous planet in this universe, but in Vaikuntha, all the planets are self-luminous. And this is the first, see, yeah, as soon as a living entity is in the dark material world, he is in conditional life. But as soon as he reaches a spiritual sky, by cutting through the false perverted tree of this material world, he becomes liberated. There is no chance of his coming back here. In his conditioned life, the living entity considers himself to be the lord of the material world, but in his liberated state, he enters into the spiritual kingdom and becomes an associate of the Supreme Lord. There he enjoys eternal bliss, eternal life, and full knowledge. This is just such a short paragraph, but it's encapsulating the whole idea of, the purpose of existence and Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. So basically, what I wanted to point out here was that without sun, there is no chance of life. And Krishna is mentioning that in his world, there is no requirement of the sun. So why? And then after 2 verses, he's telling, text 10, 11, the same 15th chapter, he says that I am the, no, before this, can you go to the translation page? Yeah, why? What is the reason for not requirement of the sun in his abode is that
I think 5th verse, Mataji. 5th or 6th. Yeah.
12th, Prabhuji. Can you go to 12th verse? Yeah. So why he says that, he's connecting with the 12th verse, is that the splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. So in this world also, the splendor of the sun the moon and the fire are from him. So in his world, what is the requirement of another sun? If he is the cause of the splendor of the sun. So, if we go to the second paragraph, we can read the second paragraph. From this verse, we can understand that the sun is illuminating the whole solar system. There are different universes and solar systems, and there are different suns, moons, and planets also. But in each universe, there is only one sun. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 10.21, the moon is one of the stars. Nakshatranam aham sashi. Sunlight is due to the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky of the Supreme Lord. So we can see this very, very powerful statement. Sunlight is due to the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky of the Supreme Lord. With the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings are set up. They set fire to prepare their foodstuff. They set fire to start the factories, etc. So many things are done with the help of fire. Therefore, sunrise, fire, and moonlight are so pleasing to the living entities. Without their help, no living entity can live. So, if one can understand that the light and splendor of the sun, moon, and fire are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then one's Krishna consciousness will begin. By the moonshine, all the vegetables are nourished. The moonshine is so pleasing that people can easily understand that they are living by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Without his mercy, there cannot be sun. Without his mercy, there cannot be moon. And without his mercy, there cannot be fire. And without the help of sun, moon, and fire, no one can live. These are some thoughts to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. So very beautifully, Srila Prabhupada explains the importance of sun. I mean, no, we cannot explain better than this. So, and the sun's splendor comes from the Lord. I mean, now we can question how we can agree that. But then the science, is it able to provide an information? Can we go back to the original Bhagavatam purport? That's why Srila Prabhupada says that line that scientist is thinking that they know all the information about the sun, but they are just from this description, it appears that the sun moves. According to modern astronomers, sun is fixed in one planet. So the last verse, modern materialistic scientists sometimes present themselves as knowing all the ingredients of the sun, yet they are unable to offer a second sun like Maharaja Priyavrata. So from the science point of view, we can guess or infer, we can maybe calculate the particles or what is the sunshine and how it is a source of heat and light in this world. That much we can do. But then who is behind the sun and why the sun is there, and who is causing the sun to have the splendor, and how long it will go on like this, there is no information yet. They are just researching. But all these things we can see how Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhita, Bhagavad Gita, and further when we go, the duration of the sun is the duration of the existence of this universe, and the duration of the existence of the universe is the duration of the life of Brahma. All this is brilliantly presented in our Vedic literatures, which says everything conclusively. So that's what, as a whole of ISKCON, we have this project of Temple of Vedic Planetarium. The construction started in 2008, but the conception of it started in 1971 or 72. I think Srila Prabhupada mentioned about this. He personally laid the cornerstone, and he wanted to offer this project as a offering to the previous acharyas. So there, they are doing this extensive effort of presenting this Vedic cosmology, which only is available to us, a few people who are studying this, as a model of how the science can turn and see this as viable model to present where the science, modern science cannot reach. and also cannot give an explanation of the splendor of the sun. So it is hopefully we are planning, to see the inauguration in 2022, and let's all pray for this project to come up nicely and also contribute as much as possible. Because after this, I heard one Prabhu saying that Srila Prabhupada said that after the opening of the temple of Vedic planetarium, the face of the materialistic science will change, because slowly people will understand what is present in Vedic cosmology is not just mythology, as now majority of the world population is thinking so, but then they will all look at it as a fantastic model of how it has been explained so perfectly, flawlessly, and in that way the modern science face will change in this world, and it will go into an era of understanding the consciousness and spiritual development of people in general also. So I just wanted to conclude here, Mataji, so anybody else can continue. So my point was on sun and what Srila Prabhupada mentioned about it, and how the scriptures are telling in-depth, complete information in contrast to the modern science. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Lalitangi Mataji, for your points. We are very grateful to you. I request Achay Govind Prabhu to go ahead. Please, Prabhu, take over.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. I didn't want to add, but thank you everyone for adding. I had a question, but I think it's answered now, so I'll pass it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, is there anybody who would like to go ahead and share their points? Not only this verse, from the first verse to 30th, whatever we have learned from Canto, first chapter.
Mataji, can I play something for 5 minutes? I'll play one audio, Mataji. So on this verse. Okay,
Sure,
Mataji?
Prabhu.
Can you share the
Sure,
verse,
Prabhu.
Mataji? Can you share the verse? Maybe it is there for 10 minutes. Let me see. 30th verse. Can you hear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
29th verse described the power and enjoyment of Priyadas Maharaj. Now 30th to 33rd verse, these 4 verses describe the influence of Priyadas Maharaj. Yavan avabhasayati kuragirim.
Mataji, can you show the verse, Mataji? Verse, the Sanskrit, yeah, the Roman, yeah, this Mataji. Is it okay, right, Mataji? You are able to hear clearly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. I think this will go on for 10 minutes, Mataji. 1 minute. Yeah.
Anuparikramam Bhagavan Adityo Vasudha Talam Ardenaiva Pratapat Ardena Vachadayati Tadahi Bhagavat Upasano Pachitati Purusha Prabhavas Tad Anabhinandan Samajavena Ratena Jyotirmayena Rajani Abhidinam Karishyameti Saptakrit Vastaranim Anupariyakrama Dvitiya Iva Patangaha. While so excellently ruling the universe, he Priyavata once became dissatisfied with the circumambulation of the most powerful sun god. Encircling Sumerville on this chariot, the sun god illuminates all the surrounding planetary systems. However, when the sun is on the northern side of the hill, the south receives less light. And when the sun is in the south, the north receives less light. So King Priyavata disliked this situation and therefore decided to make daylight in the part of the universe where there was night. He followed the orbit of the sun god on a brilliant chariot and thus fulfilled his desire. He could perform such wonderful activities because of the power he had achieved by worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a beautiful verse. So Priyavrat Maharaj, he was actually seeing the arrangement of the sun. He saw that one part of the universe is getting sunlight And another part of the universe is actually dark, in darkness. And then when the sun moves to the other side, then that part of the universe gets sunlight for 12 hours. And this part of the universe is in darkness. So Priyavrat Maharaj disliked the situation, and he wanted that all the people in all the universe should get sunlight at all times. Why in night time they should not get sun? So he created another sun. So how he created another sun? With his chariot, he traveled at the speed of the sun, and he became like a second sun. And he followed the movement of the sun 7 times. So in this way, he created a second sun. According to Vishnu Thakur said, he traveled at the speed of the sun, and he himself became like a second sun. And in this way, all the people in the whole universe, like all times they had sunlight. So here, it's a beautiful instance. So Prabhupada says that there is a Bengali saying which says that one who is powerful can make day into a night and night into a day. And this is especially true in the case of Priyavrat Maharaj. He made day into a night and night into a day. And then he compares devotee with a scientist. When a devotee achieves what he wants to accomplish, it is not by his own mystic power, but by the grace of the master of mystic power. Yatra Yogeshwar Krishna, Yatra Pasadanodraha. By his grace, a devotee can accomplish wonderful things, unimaginable even to the most powerful scientist. And then Prabhupada says, according to the modern scientists, they say that sun is stationary and sun does not move. But according to the description here, we see that sun is moving. Because the sun is moving, that is why one part of the universe gets sunlight at one time, another part of it is in darkness. And he quotes this verse, Yasyam Jaya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakru. Sun is moving by the order of the Supreme Lord. Agyaya. Yasya Agyaya. And then he says, modern materialistic scientists sometimes present themselves as knowing all the ingredients of the sun. Yet they are unable to offer a second sun like Maharaj Priyavratas. And this is the most beautiful point in this purport. And Priyavrat Maharaj, when he wanted to create a second sun, he didn't have a desire to compete with the sun, or he didn't want to supersede the sun. He actually created a sun out of genuine concern for the people. So they should get sunlight even in other times. He didn't have any desire to compete with the sun. So this is an important point, because sometimes, even although Krishna says that Nachatasman Manusheshu Kashime Priyatato, one who preaches the message of he is the most dear to me. But although preaching is the highest activity, Rupa Goswami explains that out of the 64 items, Sakyam and Atmanivedanam are actually the difficult ones. But Sakyam, he says, becoming a friend of the Lord, it can be performed by preaching Krishna consciousness. One who preaches Krishna consciousness, such a person as a friend.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. This is there for another 20 minutes, Mataji. So I will send it to Shamagori Mataji. She can share in the group, Mataji, about this verse. Yeah? Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Suresh or Shambhaji. Can you please explain what Prabhuji said?
Yes, Mataji. So we understand, like as Prabhupada also was saying in the purport, now Priyavrat Maharaj is not competing with the sun. It looks like it's competing. So we have to hear the other part of the lecture also to understand how it was not competing, right? When you create a second object, like the first one, it pretty much feels like it is competing. Why not? For our initial understanding, it is like that, but we have to see the later part. Prabhuji explains that in next 20 minutes, the second part. I also have not heard it. So I will send this lecture, Mataji. You all can hear at your own time. And there is a series of 20 lectures explaining very detailed about this Bhumandala and all those aspects that also will be shared, so that we can get a good understanding of the structure of the universe. And in one of the purports, Prabhupada writes, yes, the devotees know all the aspects as much as the Lord reveals to us. Right? Are we interested in so many things? Yes, as long as they're revealed and they're mentioned and they're useful to us. Right? So this will be, a weapon. This knowing about the universal structure can be a weapon to understand the greatness of the Lord. Right? This is, beyond our capacity. This is the greatness of the Lord, so that later we can understand, the sweetness of the Lord. Right? This we see many times mentioned. Right? That's why when Baladev Prabhu, he came onto this call, he was mentioning how this Virat Rupa, this universal creation comes, even in the second canto comes 3 or 4 times about the this universal creation, right? How it is created from very minute detail, so that we understand the greatness. And now we don't get confused about when we are discussing about the sweetness of the Lord, and at the end everything culminates in, in sweet relationships with sweet emotions, towards the Lord. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for playing the audio and explaining it. Thank you so much. Lalitangi Mataji, you raised your hand. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. I just wanted to add this point on what Srila Prabhupada in the purport is saying, that material scientists pose as if they know, but Priyavrata could create a second sun. So the point is, that means unless Priyavrata knows the functions of the sun and how it's able to illuminate and give energy and light to this world, how could he perform a task like the sun? So in the lecture, Prabhu was comparing the devotees and the scientists. Scientists couldn't say the source of the splendor of the sun, but the devotees can know the source of the splendor of the sun, and also know about how the sun is illuminating, and not only that, can perform a task equal to that. So Priyavrata, did the task that the most powerful sun could do, and he was able to do this by the mercy of the Lord, because of having a desire to genuinely, bring sunlight, but not in a position to compete with the sun. So the point is, Prabhupada is making here is that, devotees are better scientists, and here Maharaja Priyavrata proves that statement by performing their activities like the sun god, which is not common. And also, when I asked this question to one speaker before, he said that in the purport, I think Gaurav Darshan Prabhu only answered this, that he took the purport and said that one may wonder that how such feats are possible, but Srila Prabhupada mentioned that it is possible by the mercy of the Lord. Just like the Lord is inconceivable, he gives inconceivable powers to his devotees to perform tasks that is not commonly performable. So this is a point that I wanted to add, Mataji, that Prabhupada is bringing out the glories of devotees as the real scientists, but at the same time, they are not competing with the creation of the Lord, but complementing it. And and also the point that how one Vaishnava is not competing with the others, because here sun is also a Vaishnava, because sun is the Lord taking
Yeah, it is breaking for me also. I thought my internet connection. Yes, Mataji, it's breaking. Krishna, it's breaking, Mataji. Your voice is breaking. Hare Krishna, Lalitangi Mataji, your voice was breaking to us. Okay, I think she got dropped off. Yeah, it was very nice. As Mataji was saying that, you know, a pure devotee of the Lord never compete with anybody. He wants to do something good for everyone. So that son was created to give good to the mankind over there. That's what Mataji wanted to put that point, I think. If I'm not wrong, is there anybody who would like to go ahead and add the points or share your realizations? Hare Krishna, please. We have 40 people on the call. We listen every day Bhagavatam class, right? Please, we don't get usually this opportunity to speak. The class goes until 7:20 and 2-3 questions only will be taken, right? Komadiki Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you very clear. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Let me put the headphone on. Otherwise, I don't think we can hear.
No, Mataji, we can hear you, Mataji, very clear and loud.
This is very big.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. Komadiki Mataji speaking. Just can you give me 1 minute, Mataji, please?
We cannot hear Mataji.
Yeah, Komadiki Mataji is putting headsets, I think, Mataji. She's saying that I want to put a headset and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Mataji,
give.
I'm sorry I got disconnected.
Yeah, Lalitangi Mataji.
Okay, so I was just, I don't know when I got disconnected, but I was just, explaining what Gaurang Darshan Prabhu was saying and also connecting to the purport, telling that Srila Prabhupada says about devotees being better scientists. They prove that how they can do things. And also it's a takeaway point from us is that if we can scrutinizingly study the purports of all the works of Srila Prabhupada, then we can, serve him. What he wanted to establish in this world, we can serve Srila Prabhupada by being a fit instruments for that purpose. Thank you, Mataji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your beautiful points. Thank you so much. Komadiki Mataji, we can't hear you. Komadiki Mataji, are you there? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji? Hare Krishna, Mataji, we can't hear you, Mataji. Mataji, we can't hear you. Okay. Is there anybody who would like to add?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I say something?
Sure, Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare
I would like to say that this Priya Varta Katha is so beautiful that it shows us we should never compete with another Vaishnava or subside him. We should always be happy for other Vaishnavas improving in their devotional service, and also how everything is done through Krishna's energy. Whatever our devotee desires, it's all Krishna that's doing in the back curtains. It shows that all is doing, devotees are doing, but the energy that they're getting to do anything is through Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful point. Thank you. Yes, Komadiki Mataji, now I can hear your voice. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so I just wanted to have one point, like Priyavrata Maharaj, his chariot was so bright that he had, uh, so it's like he has created another sun. So he was so much powerful. So we also see how powerful Srila Prabhupada is, because no one had, when Prabhupada was present that time on, but it was in his early life that one of his god brother was saying, and also others were saying that in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says that this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that Prithivati Yacha Nagarati Gram Sarvatra Hoibe Moranam Prachar Hoibe Moranam. So they were kind of wondering how it's going to happen. Maybe they were just saying that maybe it's in India. That's what it, but how can it be all over the world? So now we can see how much potency and Krishna has given to Srila Prabhupada, that he has the holy name, the son of holy name, all over the world by his pure devotion and surrender to Guru Maharaj. So this is what I wanted to say. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Gomadiki Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Yeah. Yes. Is there anybody who would like to add more?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please
Yes,
accept.
Mataji. Tiffany Mataji. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Oh, I just had a couple of just really basic things to say. I'm very grateful for everything that the devotees have shared so far. It's been beautiful and so many powerful realizations. And the thing that strikes me in the purport of this verse is personally for me, the frustration that I have with the scientific community, because we, you know, as the purport says, the scientific community, we believe everything that they say, and they seem to think that they are the experts on everything. However, we have all of this wonderful knowledge of the Vedas that Srila Prabhupada has been so merciful to bring to all of us. And scientists, their knowledge is very limited, but they seem to think that it's not. However, we have all of the information is here in the Vedas. It's been given to us. And I was just reading recently that astronomers are thinking that they've discovered a new planet. And I remember when I was reading the article, I was kind of laughing to myself, because I was thinking, they haven't discovered anything new. There are many, many more planets that they have no idea about, according to the Vedas. So I'm just so grateful to have all of this information, and also, the point about the sun, that it does rotate and that it's not stationary. And again, that's also so amazing to get all of this information. It's all here for us, and we don't have to try to rely on modern science or astronomy to tell us these things, because they only have limited knowledge and limited power. And also at the beginning of the purport, where it talks about how it just made me feel like, yes, if we realize on a very deep level that everything we have, all of the knowledge that we have, comes from Krishna. Krishna empowers us. And if we use that knowledge, and he will empower us in our devotional service. I mean, that's how any devotee and anyone is able to serve in such, amazing ways. Like Mataji was talking about the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. That's such an amazing project. And once it's open and available to all of us, it will teach so many people so many things. And all of that is by the grace
of Krishna's mercy. And so if we realize that as devotees, we can take that. We will be so empowered to serve and to keep spreading this message of Krishna consciousness. So Hare Krishna, thank you for allowing me to speak, devotees. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful points. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lalita Mataji and Deenabandhu Prabhu, would you like to speak anything?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. This is Vivek here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, so I just wanted to share some realizations based on yesterday's class by Sri Vrindavan Prabhuji, where he was talking about Priyavat Maharaj. Even though he was in a dilemma entering into Grihastha ashram, but based on advice of Lord Brahma, he took it up. It is a great lesson from Priyavat Maharaj that we all can learn, is that as a king, even though he was renunciate before becoming a king, he didn't really become bogged down. Oh, why did I get into this situation? I should have probably been a renunciate. He carried on with his duties, and as a king, he also tried to preach Varnashram system as all the previous kings like Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, everyone did the same thing. If you see the flow throughout Bhagavatam, Prabhupada reiterates every single time that without Varnashram system being established, he always uses this word topsy-turvy. If without the proper system of Varnashram Dharma being followed, the entire world is in chaos. So Priyavat Maharaj, he follows that very strictly, because the only aim of human life is to gradually elevate all the citizens to pure love of Godhead. So Priyavat Maharaj, he does this, and Prabhupada, in one of the purports in Prithu Maharaj's pastimes, he writes that kings actually are aware of this, because they are aware of all the subtle laws which the general mass of people are not aware. So Prabhupada writes in one of the purports in the 4th canto that generally the kings have to do this because the kings share the pious or sinful activities of the general mass of the citizens. We see even in today's scenario so much going on in politics that the politicians are not aware that they are responsible for the karmas of the general mass of the citizens. If the citizens are sinful, the kings or the politicians share 1/6 of the karma of the general mass of the citizens. So all these great souls are aware of all these subtle laws, which general mass of people like us are not aware, unless until a great soul like Prabhupada comes and writes it in his books and somebody reads it to us. So it is the point I wanted to make today is, Mataji, is that repeatedly throughout Bhagavatam we see all the great souls come and they reiterate of the importance of following Varnashram Dharma. Whether whatever ashram we are in, like yesterday Vrindavan Prabhuji mentioned that the goal is to attain love of Godhead. But in order to achieve that goal, one has to strictly follow the rules and regulations of whatever ashram we are in, and not get bogged down at the same time thinking that, oh, why I am this in this ashram, because the goal is the same. Whether we are in Grihastha or in Sannyas ashram, the goal of a human form of life is the same. So by following the ashram duties, one can still achieve the same goal, irrespective of whatever ashram we are in. That's all I want to share, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu. Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes. Is there anybody who would like to go ahead?
Praveen Govind Prabhuji. Praveen Govind Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, he's there, Mataji. But
he's there. Vivek Prabhu.
Just now spoke to Vivek Prabhu. Another Vivek Prabhu is also.
We have two.
One more Vivek Prabhu. Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I have few realizations. Initially I was an atheist, so I didn't have any belief in towards God. But when I started my relatives have suggested to try this process. But once I have started chanting, soon I have got many realizations from my internal part. And one thing I would like to say is that just by being an instrument in the Lord's hand, we can achieve many things, and even our personal life is benefited once we please Krishna. So the main thing would be, even if you're chanting, we have to not chant for ourselves, but we have to chant to please Krishna. So I would like to tell whatever things we achieve or do, we have to do so that it pleases Krishna. So once we keep Krishna in every aspect and keep Krishna in center of our life, and things change, and you realize that things are very blissful and happy. That's all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vivek Prabhu. Thank you so much for those points. Yes. Is there anybody who would like to add more? Share your realizations.
Mamta Mataji, do you want to speak?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Very beautiful realization and points by everyone. So when I was reading 5th canto, everything was so confusing for me. Shamagori Mataji knows that. But then slowly I realized, and with the help of devotees, I understood that everything that we read and understand, the ultimate purpose of that is should remind us about Krishna and make us realize glories and his greatness. And that surely did help. So when we read, and of course, as the chapters will progress in 5th chapter, it will give us so many wonders. So that was a tough time, but then it made me help realize and help a little that everything that we read and understand, it should make us realize about Krishna and his greatness. Then everything will be okay. So that is what I feel about 5th canto and all the chapters. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Mataji, for your points. Thank you for your association. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Vinta Mataji, why don't you say something, Mataji?
Hi, Mataji. Mataji, this verse was very, very nice. I really like the point of devotees getting the power from the spiritual master, from the supreme personality of Godhead. It is not, we don't desire, pure devotees don't desire anything from any mystic power or anything, but it is Krishna himself gives us the gift for the pure devotee, that where he can get all these benefits, that where he want to do some task or anything, Krishna is giving all the power and all the blessings to him. So that he can do it. That is actually, but devotees does not desire anything. Who are in pure level of devotion, they won't desire anything, power or anything, or show any power. All the mystic yogis, they want to show the power and they want to attract people. But here we can see that pure devotees don't do that for anything, but they do it for the benefit of the mankind, and they are not competent to anyone. That I understood here. Yeah, whatever we are getting is only the devotee is getting everything from the supreme personality of Godhead. Without the supreme personality of God's blessings, we can't do anything. So we have to completely surrender onto him. Yeah, Mataji, that's what I really like. This was so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nice.
Thank you, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to add? Please go ahead. Sometimes we want to speak, but there is no time in the call. We end the call because of the timing problem. Today we have time, so you can speak whatever you would like to speak, please.
Sita Priti Mataji.
Vrinda Gopika Mataji, would you like to speak? Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Sita Priti Mataji. Okay. Mataji, what to do, Mataji? Nobody is speaking. So shall we end the call?
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Sureshwar Prabhu. Can I ask a question? Hare Krishna. Sureshwar Sham Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
So, Prabhuji, I have a question regarding you played the audio of his
Yes.
Radhika Vallabh Prabhuji.
Yes.
So, he said the sun is moving, and the modern science says the sun is stable and all the planets are moving. So my question is, if sun is moving, then is the earth is moving also?
Earth is moving around itself and in the orbit, and it is tilted. Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. Mataji, regarding this, there are 20 lectures or something. I forgot how many, but at least there are some lectures. I'll compile a message and send it to you, Mataji. So if everybody can listen, this fifth canto will become, easier, right, for us to understand. And it was, the lecture series was done by, let me see, I forgot Mataji, whom, there's an expert devotee on this topic. So let me exactly tell you, Mataji, who's that lectures by. Fifth canto, yes, Mataji. There are a good number of lectures on this by Pavaneshwar Prabhu on Vedic cosmology. Yeah, there are not 20, but at least 10 lectures, Mataji, on this in detail. So I will compile that message and send it, Mataji. You can share in the group.
Pavaneshwar Prabhu, right?
Yes, Pavaneshwar Prabhu. Yes, yes, yes. And he has written one book also. He has written one book called, let me see. Yeah, he has written something called Bhagavata Cosmology, Vedic alternative to modern cosmology. So in that he has explained, it is like a 200 pages book, 300 pages book. He has explained all this like in detail, which I don't really understand much because I'm not from that background, but at least as Bhagavatam speaks this, so better we understand, whatever we can. Because the Lord mentions about the movement of the sun in the 8th chapter also, right, of Bhagavad Gita, Uttarayana and Dakshinayana, right, passing away in light and passing away in darkness, right. So that also the Lord says, where the yogic, if a yogi has the yogic powers, he can control at what time he can leave the body. So it is mentioned about the sun movement in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. But for a devotee, it doesn't matter, right? Because they are under the protection of the Supreme Lord who has created these things itself. So, okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. If no one has any questions or realizations we can end?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees, for your points and association today on the call. I would like to offer my obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpa tarobhyasya kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavamam pavanebhyo Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada jai. Assembled devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna.